left home before the morning, with my father's coat and an empty case. That old town disappeared behind me, but the dust never left my face. I thought every road held an answer, every city would set me free. Now I know a man can cross the whole world and still not know what he needs. Every mile became a question, every silence left a mark. I kept chasing distant headlights through the corners of the dark. Now I'm reading a map made out of scars, following the lines back through the years. Every broken dream became a road, every goodbye became a souvenir. I've been looking for a reason in the places I have been, but maybe life is not about the answers. Maybe meaning is the search within. There was someone in Amarillo who could calm the thunder in my soul. She said stay until the winter, but I was young and born to go. I traded love for a restless highway, let a memory fade into the rain. But on nights when the wind turns lonely, I still whisper her name. There are doors we close behind us that no key can open twice. There are moments worth a lifetime that we never recognize. Now I'm reading a map made out of scars, following the lines back through the years. Every broken dream became a road, every goodbye became a souvenir. I've been looking for a reason in the places I have been, but maybe life is not about the answers. Maybe meaning is the search within. These hands have held a little fortune, these hands have watched it disappear. They have raised a glass to strangers and wiped away a mother's tears. Now the mirror shows a traveler with more winter in his hair. But behind those tired eyes I see a little hope still living there. Maybe all the roads I wandered were never meant to lead me home. Maybe home was every heart that made me feel less alone. And if tomorrow finds me standing where the final shadows fall, I'll thank the love that walked beside me. That was the meaning after all. I've been reading a map made out of scars, tracing every line back through the years. Every broken dream became a lesson. Every goodbye was clean by tears. I don't need another reason for the places I have been. Life was never hiding in the answers. It was living in the search within. So let the old road keep on turning. Let the evening find its stars. I finally found the man I was on a map made out of scars. I left home before the morning with my father's coat and an empty case. That old town disappeared behind me, but the dust never left my face. I thought every road held an answer. Every city would set me free. Now I know a man can cross the whole world and still not know.
Rose drew a circle on the floorboards by the window facing west. Said, build my rocking chair right here where the evening light looks best. I kissed her hair and told her, when this busy season's through, one season followed another, like they always seem to do. I built a table for the mayor, made a cradle out of pine, fixed the doors down at the courthouse, and the steeple clock on time. Every neighbor knew my number, every farmer knew my name, while the boards beside her window gathered dust and took the blame. I thought love could live on promises. I thought tomorrow had no end. But tomorrow is a stranger who won't always come again. I built porches for the lonely, I built beds of walnut brown, put a roof on every farmhouse for 40 miles around. But I never found an evening for the one who softly on the chair I promised rose. That winter stole her breathing before the first new robin sang. The house grew still around me when the final church bell rang. She said, don't carry guilt forever. You gave more than you believed, but forgiveness from an angel ain't the same as being relieved. So I locked away the workshop, couldn't face the tools alone, and the unfinished pieces waited while my hair turned white as snow. I built porches for the lonely, I built beds of walnut brown, put a roof on every farmhouse for 40 miles around. But I never found an evening for the one who shared my load, and the years kept passing slowly by the chair I promised rose. Then my daughter brought a little girl one warm September day. She found the boards beneath a blanket and brushed the dust away. She pointed at Rose's photograph and softly asked me who. I said, the finest soul I ever loved, and she has eyes like you. The child looked toward the window where the sunset touched the floor, then placed her hand inside of mine and said, what are you waiting for? So I opened up the workshop, let the morning enter in, and every cut became a memory, every nail forgave a sin. I carved a rose into the headrest, sanded every edge by hand, and for once I let the hours pass without another plan. I built porches for the lonely, I built beds of walnut brown, put a roof on every farmhouse for 40 miles around. But tonight I found an evening for the one who shared my load, and the sunset finally rested on the chair I promised rose. I can't give her back the seasons, I can't change the path I chose, but a little girl is rocking in the chair I promised rose. And now the house is filled with laughter, where the silence used to grow. And I've learned a life finds meaning in the love we choose to show. I kissed her hair and told her, when this busy season's through, but one season followed another, like they always seem to do.
I found my father's pocket watch inside an old brown coat. The hands were still the silver warm, but time was in the notes. He wrote, "Son, don't confuse the miles. We're somewhere you should be." I was young and running hard, too proud to hear him speak. Now every road behind me looks different in the rain, and every truth I wouldn't face comes calling me by name. I've measured life and leaving by the things I left behind. A porch light and a promise, and a hand I wouldn't find. I kept searching for an answer at the end of every line, but maybe all the meaning was beside me all the time, in the love I took for granted, and the miles beneath my name. There was someone by the window on a cold November train. She asked me not to disappear the way I always came. I said I had to chase a dream before the daylight died. She watched the station fade away while I stared straight ahead and lied. Her last letters in my glove box, the ink has almost gone. Some goodbyes keep on breathing long after love moves on. I've measured life and leaving by the things I left behind. A porch light and a promise, and a hand I wouldn't find. I kept searching for an answer at the end of every line, but maybe all the meaning was beside me all the time, in the hearts I should have listened to, and the miles beneath my name.
travel far if he never stops to wonder who he is beneath the scars. Maybe time is not a thief. Maybe time just makes us see every door we closed in anger, every chance to set things free. If tomorrow gives me morning, I won't ask it where to go. I'll sit beside the ones I love and let the silence show. I won't measure life and leave it, or the things I left behind. I'll turn toward every porch light I was once too blind to find. I don't need a final answer waiting past the county line, 'cause the road was never empty. Love was there the whole damn time. In the grace of being forgiven, I'm not ashamed, and every soul that walked beside me, and the miles beneath my name. So wind that watch if it still runs, and leave the past its claim. I'm finally learning who I am beneath my name. I found my father's pocket watch inside an old brown coat. The hands were still the silver. At the edge of our old pasture, past the well and broken gate, stands a leaning old sycamore with our names and childhood dates. You were always half an inch taller. I would rise up on my toes. Mama laughed and drew another line to show how fast we'd grown. We carved two crooked initials with a pocket knife we shared. Built a fort beneath its branches and swore we'd both stay there. With our growing men escaping every fence that held us in, never knew that getting older doesn't mean a man will win. We were reaching for tomorrow while can't tear down. The tree that kept our measure watched two brothers test their pride. From bare feet in the summer to the day I said goodbye. It held every little promise and the names our knives had made, while the rings beneath the surface counted things we never said. The tree that kept our measure remembered when we changed. When Mama's will was opened, we fought over 40 acres, land that neither one of us had ever truly cared for. You said, take your share and leave me. I said, keep the whole damn place. Then I drove away in anger without looking at your face. 10 years passed without a letter, 10 more faded just the same. Then one cold December evening, you left a message with my name. You said, I don't want the old field, I don't care who won that fight. I just miss my little brother, and I hope that you're alright. I heard the words but never called you, thought I had more time to choose. Then the telephone rang one morning with the news I couldn't lose. The tree that kept our measure watched two brothers lose their way. It saw anger turn to silence, and the silence turned to gray. It held every little promise through the frost and summer rain, while the rings beneath the surface counted every year of pain. The tree that kept our measure still remembered both our names. Your daughter met me by the farmhouse with your eyes and Mama's smile. She handed me that pocket knife we hadn't seen since we were children. She said, Daddy kept it with him in the drawer beside his bed. He told me if you ever came back, there was something left unsaid. We walked beyond the broken fence where the sycamore still stood, and beside our faded markings you had carved into the wood. The letters shook and wandered from a tired and trembling hand, but I read the words you left me, still brothers to the end. The tree survives the winter, not by holding every leaf. It lets the dead things fall away and makes its peace with grief. It bends beneath the weather so the roots can still remain. Maybe hearts were meant to learn that from the wind and from the rain. A man can spend a lifetime trying hard to prove he's right, and trade the ones who truly love him for a cold and empty night. The tree that kept our measure doesn't count our height today. It knows how long a stubborn heart can laid my hand upon your carving and spoke your name out loud. Said, brother, I was wrong to leave and too damn proud to turn around. Then the branches moved above me like forgiveness through the rain, and the tree that kept our measure forgave me.
I pulled an old dresser from the room where I was raised. Behind it lay a bundle tied with ribbon, worn and frayed. One was written to my father after pride had closed the door. One began, dear Anna, forgive me, but I never wrote much more. Those pages crossed the country in a suitcase by my side, through 100 rented rooms and all the jobs that came and died. I kept waiting for the right words, for a braver heart to grow, but the longer that I carried them, the harder letting go. I thought silence made me stronger, I thought distance covered pain, but a truth you leave unspoken always finds its way again. There were letters with no address, truth without a home, apologies in faded ink that never traveled on. I spent half my life believing that a man should hide his tears. Now I know the words we swallow only grow across the years. There's a lifetime on this paper, there's a lesson in every line. Love was never meant for later, and later steals your time. Found a note addressed to Daniel, my only boy, my blood. I had written, I was frightened when you needed me for love. He had called me one December, I let anger have its way, and 7 winters passed between us with nothing left to say. The morning light came through the curtains, turned the dust to fields of gold, and I saw how every silence made the distance twice as cold. They were letters with no address, truth without a home, promises in trembling hands that should have long been known. I spent half my life believing there'd be time to make things right, but tomorrow is a doorway that can disappear at night. There's a lifetime on this paper, there's a warning in every line. Love was never meant for later, and later steals your time. So I didn't find an envelope, I didn't search for any stamp. I sat beside the telephone beneath that yellow lamp. Daniel said, "Hello, who's calling?" My heart forgot its careful plan. I said, "Son, I know I failed you, but I'm trying to be your dad." He didn't speak for several seconds. Then I heard him draw a breath. He said, "I've waited years to hear that. Come home before there's nothing left." Because it's tired and worn. Now I say the words that matter, while there's someone here to hear. Love was never meant for later. It was meant for now, right here. I left those pages on the table as the evening shadows passed. Some were written for forgiveness, some were written for the past. Then I took the one for Daniel, and beneath the final line I wrote, "Thank you for still listening. I'm not wasting any more time."
Daddy gave me his old watch the day I turned 21. Said, "Boy, don't race the daylight just to say you've outrun the sun." I pawned it at a station for a westbound window seat, with silver in my pocket and the whole world at my feet. I learned to sleep in cheap rooms with my boots beside the bed. Learned to like and sound like freedom when you fear the truth instead. There was a woman with a Sunday kind of kindness in her smile. I promised her forever, then disappeared a while. Every town became a mirror, every mile became a debt. The farther I ran from yesterday, the harder to forget. Now I've got change I couldn't spend, years I couldn't purchase back again. Every door I closed still opens in my head. I chased the answer down the line, like meaning waited somewhere at the end. But it lived in hands I should have held, and words I should have said. Now all I own is the change I couldn't spend. Mama wrote the porch light had covered up the gate. Her Bible lay there waiting, but I had come too late. I could hear my father's watch ticking, though it wasn't anywhere. Baby, time remembers everything a restless heart won't bear. Now I got change I couldn't spend, years I couldn't purchase back again. Every door I closed still opens in my head. I chased the answer down the line, like meaning waited somewhere at the end. But it lived in hands I should have held, and words I should have said. Now all I own is the change I couldn't spend. If tomorrow finds me breathing, I won't bargain with the wind. I'll give the love I used to save and finally let the healing in. I still have change I couldn't spend, but I don't have to lose myself again. Every scar can be a window if you let the daylight in. I quit asking where the road will end, or what the years were meant to mean. Meaning lives and staying, when it's easier to leave than saying I was wrong. I forgive and I believe I'll spend whatever time is left becoming who I should have been, with a heart full of forgiveness and the change I couldn't spend. Now the courthouse clock is ringing in the fading evening sun. I hear my father whisper, you don't have to always run. So I sit here with the silence as the last light settles in, holding all the lessons from the change I couldn't spend. In a cedar box beneath the stairs, I found my father's watch. The silver face was worn and cracked, but I could hear it talk. It took me back to Sunday mornings, coffee cooling by his chair. He said, son, life ain't worth your holding, it's knowing why you're there. I spent my years beneath tall buildings, chasing numbers, chasing names, trading dinners for tomorrow, trading kindness for the game. Mama called one cold November. I said I'd come when things slowed down, but time was never mine to bargain, and spring came without a sound. Now every second has a shadow, every silence has a truth, and the man here in the mirror still remembers being young. Time don't care what you were chasing, it just turns the green to gray. You can count the things you gathered, not the love you gave away. Now I hold that little timepiece, hear my whole life underneath all the minutes I took for granted, all the minutes I couldn't keep. There's a photograph beside me, 3 of us beneath an oak, Daddy laughing at the camera, Mama fixing up my coat. I used to think that life was waiting somewhere farther down the line. Now I know those simple moments were the treasure all the time. Every scar became a teacher, every loss revealed a door, and the answers I went searching for were with me all along. Time don't care what you were chasing, it just turns the green to gray. You can count the things you gathered, not the love you gave away. Now I hold that little timepiece, hear my whole life underneath all the minutes I took for granted, all the minutes I couldn't keep. So I called my younger brother, said the words I should have said. I forgave the fool I used to be, and the promises he left. There are no hands to turn us backward, no yesterday to borrow, but a heart can change its direction before it meets tomorrow. Time don't care how far you wander, it still brings you to this place where the years become a window and regret becomes a grace. Now I wind that little timepiece, lay it gently by my bed, for the minutes I can still give and the honest words unsaid. Time don't care what you were chasing, but tonight I finally see life was never mine to hold on to, only mine to spend with meaning. The silver hands keep moving, soft and steady while I breathe, for the minutes still before me, and the minutes I couldn't keep. for 50 years on Willow Street, beneath a weathered sign, I coaxed the stubborn hours from the watches left behind. I knew every wheel and lever, every spring and jeweled stone, but never learned to stop the hands that hurried through my own. Clara brought my lunch each morning and would lean against the door. She'd say, close the shop up early, we don't dance much anymore. I'd say, after one more order, when this busy season ends. But the records gathered silence, and someday never came. I thought love would wait forever, patient as the clocks upon my shelf. I never saw how every later was a moment lost itself. These clockmakers' hands could mend the minutes, but they couldn't hold the years. They could wake a silent pocket watch, but never stop a tear. I spent my life making time behave, till time made a fool of me. Now every second carries meaning that I was too blind to see. Now Clara sits beside a window in a room of winter light. Some days she calls me darling, some days asks me who I am. I tell the stories of our younger days, but the names just drift away. Then she smiles as if she's listening from somewhere far beyond today. Last Sunday I brought the record that we played in '63. The needle found the melody, and somehow so did she. Her eyes grew warm with recognition. She reached her hand to me and whispered, close the shop up early, won't you stay and dance with me? Yeah. These clockmakers' hands could mend the minutes, but they couldn't hold the years. They could wake a silent pocket watch, but never stop a tear. I'll spend my life making time behave, till time made a fool of me. Now every second carries meaning that I was too blind to see. Time was never brass and numbers, never gears beneath the glass. It was coffee in the kitchen, it was rain against the sash. It was Clara in a blue dress, waiting barefoot in the hall. It was all the ordinary moments I once thought were much too small.
These clockmakers' hands are trembling, but they hold her while we sway. I cannot fix what time has taken. I can only love today. Let every clock in town run backward. Let every bell forget its song. One honest minute in her arms is worth the years I hurried on. Every hour, not to make the moments stay, but to hold the ones who matter before they fade away. The final note grew quiet, and the daylight left the room. She rested her head against me, like she used to long ago. Then she whispered, "Don't work late, love." As the evening lost its light, I kissed her hand and answered, "No, my darling, not tonight." For 50 years on Willow Street, beneath a weathered sign, for Cokes the stubborn hours from the watches left behind. For 50 years on
Tonight I found a shoebox wrapped in dust and fading twine, filled with little painted places I once mistook for life. Amarillo 79, a sunset burning red. Don't worry, I'm doing fine out here, was all the message said. But I remember that old truck stop, sleeping underneath the wheel, too ashamed to call my mother, too afraid to say what I could feel. I drew a smiling face beside the words, "I'm having fun," then watched the headlights disappear and waited for the sun. Every line was short and cheerful, every lie was in my hand. I kept writing to the people who still thought I had a plan. Postcards from the man I was, faded ink and borrowed towns. Everyone says, "I wish you were here," but I was never truly
found. I sent the world a smiling face while my heart was gathering dust. Now I'm reading between the lines of postcards from the man I was. There was one from New Orleans with a moon above the square. I wrote the music never stops. You ought to hear it here. But I had lost my last good job and sold my wedding ring. I drank beneath a balcony, too tired to hear them sing. Beneath the color pictures lay a card without a stamp, addressed to someone I once loved, beside a kerosene lamp. I wrote I chose the restless life and left you with the cost. I learned too late that freedom without someone is just lost. I must have held that card till morning, then hit it with my shame. Some words can cross 1,000 miles, but never leave the place they came. Postcards from the man I was, faded ink in borrowed towns. Everyone says wish you were here, but I was never truly found. I sent the world a smiling face while my heart was gathering dust. Now I'm reading between the lines of postcards from the man I was. Just a field of winter white, no photograph upon the front, no message there to hide. I placed it on the kitchen table and watched the morning rise, then wrote a note to that young man who wore my restless eyes. You don't have to keep on running just to prove that you are free. The ones who know your broken parts are still the ones you need. Turn around before your silence becomes all you leave behind. There is no shame in being lost if you still have time to find. No map can show the distance from a man unto himself. No compass points toward mercy. You won't find it on a shelf. You find it when you stop pretending and name the things that hurt. When you finally asked forgiveness for the hearts you left deserted. The years don't offer answers, they just teach us how to see that meaning isn't somewhere else, it's who we choose to be. Postcards from soul finds meaning in more than places on a map. It's in saying I was wrong. It's in
Rolled in just before midnight, with the diesel settling down. Half the letters on the old sign were still glowing red and brown. Inside smelled of coffee, burnt sugar and turpentine, and our names were carved together in a booth beside the blinds. We were 23 and certain no road could wear us down. We hauled steel across Ohio, then drove peaches into town. Caleb saved to buy an orchard, I kept betting on the next. He said a man can't hold a highway. I just laughed and headed west. 40 years of painted white lines, 40 winters rolling on. I could name 1,000 exits, but not where the time had gone. At the diner at mile 49, with the rain against the glass, I saw and the ones I've driven past. The horizon keeps on moving. You can chase it all your days, but the journey only matters when somebody knows your name. Young waitress filled my coffee, asked if I had been there before. I pointed toward those faded letters we had scratched there years ago. She smiled and walked into the kitchen. Then I heard a quiet sound. An old man with a silver beard set his apron gently down. For a moment, neither spoke a word. We just studied what remained. The same blue eyes, the same slow grin, though time had changed his face. Then Caleb said, "You're late as ever, but your booth is waiting here." And something I had carried all my life disappeared into my tears. At the diner at mile 49, the journey only matters when somebody knows your name. We talked until the people we became. He showed pictures of his grandkids. I confessed I'd learned to run. He never asked why I stopped riding, never made me count the cost. He said no road is ever wasted.
if it teaches where to stop. At the diner at mile 49, morning touched the window glass. I stopped mourning roads not taken, stopped defending all my past. The horizon kept on moving, but I let it fade away. For the first time in a lifetime, I had nowhere else to chase. At the diner at mile 49, two old friends began again. Not as fools who own tomorrow, but as tired and honest men. Maybe meeting isn't waiting at some distant golden place. Maybe it is being welcomed by someone who knows your name. Outside, my old truck waited with another load to send. I started up the engine, then I shut it down again. The sun climbed through the window as I stepped back through the door and ordered one more breakfast with a friend I'd lost before.
Found a motel key in a coat I used to wear. Room 27 from a town no longer there. On the back your faded number and that narrow hand. And suddenly the years fell through me like a fist full of sand. I called leaving freedom, you called silence what it was. I mistook a restless hunger for the man I might become. You stood beneath the streetlight while my engine faded low, and I never found the courage to turn around and go home. I still dream of rooms I never lived in. Hear the old floors creak beneath the life I might have been. Every door I closed comes knocking after dark. Every almost a love still leaves a little spark. I've been measuring my days by what I lost and what I learned, by the words I never offered and the apologies rehearsed. Time don't answer questions, it just teaches us to listen to the echoes in the rooms we never lived in. My father's watch stopped working at 13 past 10. He laid it in my hand and said,
don't race the end, but I ran down every paycheck, every highway, every climb, filled my hands with wages and emptied out my time. I built a wall of little triumphs, hung my name on every one, then came home one winter evening and forgot what I had won. There was dust across the piano and a cold cup by the chair, and the sound of my own breathing was the only answer there. I still dream of rooms I never lived in, hear the old floors creak beneath the life I might have been. Every door I close comes knocking after dark, every almost love still leaves a little spark. I've been measuring my days by what I lost and what I learned, by the words I never offered and the apologies rehearsed. Time don't answer questions, it just teaches us to listen to the echoes in the rooms we never lived in. Where the distant highway ends, maybe it is found in coming back and making peace again. Maybe mercy is admitting what the younger man denied. A life is not the miles you cross, but what you leave alive. So I called an old friend yesterday and spoke your name out loud. Watch the evening gather slowly like a coat around the town. For the first time in a lifetime, I let yesterday be still. Some memories need forgiveness, some always will. I still dream of rooms I never lived in, hear the old floors creak beneath the life I might have been. But every door I closed ain't a sentence carved in stone. Some can still be opened, some are kinda left alone. I'll measure what is left now by the truth I choose to give, by the names I say with kindness and the days I fully live. Time don't hand out answers, but tonight I think I'm listening to the silence in the rooms I never lived in. There's a light behind one window where the road bends out of view, and somewhere in that quiet room I'm finally passing through.
chasing every closing door, thinking there was something waiting just beyond one more. I measured every season by the money I could save, but never counted all the little pieces that I gave. I wore ambition like a jacket buttoned to my throat, kept my fears behind the stories that I told. Now the clock above the kitchen makes a lonely kind of sound, and every second tells me what I never wrote down. Now I sit beside the window as the daylight fades to gray, listening to what the quiet was trying to say. Maybe life was never asking me to conquer or explain. Maybe meaning lives in moments we don't recognize by name. I kept waiting for an answer at the end of some long day. Now I hear what the quiet was trying to say. Old friends send me postcards from the towns where they had stayed. I kept meaning to reply, but watched the colors slowly fade. I traded Sunday suppers for another overtime, believing I could buy them back somewhere farther down the line. There were hands I should have held and words I should have said, tender conversations that I practiced in my head. But pride can make a prison from the simplest things we hide, and time won't stop to ask us if we're ready for goodbye. Now I sit beside the window as the daylight fades to gray, listening to what the quiet was trying to say. Maybe life was never asking me to conquer or explain. Maybe meaning lives in moments we don't recognize by name. I kept waiting for an answer at the end of some long day. Now I hear what the quiet was trying to say. Years ago, from a night when we were laughing with nowhere else to go, I
turned it in my hand, a little piece of evidence that I had truly lived back then. The room was filled with piano and the smell of summer air. Nobody owned tomorrow, but nobody seemed to care. We were poor in every measure that the world would understand. Still I swear we held forever for a moment in our hands. If I could meet the man I was, I wouldn't tell him where he'd fail. I'd take the ledge up from his hands and let the numbers fall like rain. I'd say don't rush the ones you love, don't save your heart for better days. The things you think will last forever are the first to slip away. Now leave the window open when the daylight fades to gray, so I won't miss what the quiet is trying to say. All the years were never empty just because they couldn't stay. Every scar became a sentence, every loss revealed a way. I don't need to know the reason for each road I couldn't take. There is meaning in the living, not the answers that we chase. And if tomorrow finds me older, I'll be grateful for today, because I finally heard what the quiet was trying to say. Well, slow down, you were living anyway. I spend my younger mornings chasing every closing door. I spend my younger mornings chasing every closing door. I spend
Mama saved her garden seeds in a coffee can painted blue. Cornflowers, beans, and marigolds all marked spring of '62. On the morning I turned 21, she placed it in my hand, said, "You'll know when it is time to plant. A heart must choose its land." That oak can cross the country in the bottom of my case, through factory towns and rented rooms that never felt like a place. I kept chasing better wages, kept believing one more move would lead me to the life I wanted and the man I had to prove. I called motion freedom, I called distance being strong. But you can spend your whole life running and never know what you belong to. I carried seeds in a coffee can through every town I knew, while I kept chasing greener ground. They waited in the blue. I thought life was measured by how far a man could go, but the things that give us meaning are the things we help to grow. Mama knew it long before I learned to understand. Sometimes home is sleeping quietly in a coffee can.
sent flowers from a station and promised next year I'll find time. But next year came without her, and the farm was sold away. Her garden turned to concrete, where the delivery trucks now wait. I stood where rows of roses once leaned against the sun, and wondered what I had been chasing and what the chase had won. I carried seeds in a coffee can through every town I knew, while I kept chasing greener ground. They waited in the blue. I counted every dollar, but I never counted days, till every mile behind me looked like something thrown away. Mama knew it long before I learned to understand. Sometimes all that's left of home fits in a coffee can. At 68 I found a cottage with a narrow strip of ground. I opened up that rusty lid and gently poured them out. Some had turned to dust and silence, some were broken, dry and thin, but I pressed them in the April earth and let the rain begin. For 14 days there was nothing. Then one morning after dawn, 3 little shoots broke through the soil like they had waited all along. I fell down laughing through my tears, with both hands in the loam. For the first time in a lifetime, I didn't want to roam. Now the children from the neighborhood come knocking every spring. We fill the yards with marigolds and listen to them sing. I tell them about my mother and the lesson that she knew. What you give the earth with kindness may come wandering back to you. Now I carry seeds in open hands and share them down the line. I've stopped searching for a better world and started tending mine. A life is not the distance between the places that we go. It's the shade we leave for strangers and the love we help to grow. Mama knew it long before I learned to understand. She left me more than flowers in that old blue coffee can. When my final season finds me and I lay these tired hands down, there'll be yellow blooms beside the door in gardens all through town. Maybe someone will remember, maybe no one ever can. But a little piece of love will live beyond this coffee can.
Came back through my hometown On a blue October night, the diner sign was flickering, but I knew that tired light. Miss Evelyn was closing. She said, "Do you still take it black?" I smiled and said, "Some things remember, even when we don't come back." She filled my cup and left me with the rain against the glass. I sat where we scratched our initials when we thought that love would last. In the last booth by the window, I could hear the old days breathe. Your laughter in the jukebox, your perfume on my sleeve. I had chased a room of strangers just to hear them call my name. But applause turns into silence when the midnight loses flame. In the last booth by the window, I met the man that I became. House once on a napkin stained with wine, a porch beneath a willow tree, your hand reaching for mine. You said, "This is all the world I want, if you are here with me." But I was young enough to call a loving heart a chain on me. I folded up that paper dream and placed it by the door, then told you I was leaving. I was born for something more. You never tried to stop me, you just watched me disappear. And somehow all that quiet still follows me each year. I slept in 100 hotel rooms with a 6-string and a show. Every crowd could make me feel alive, but none could make me whole. In the last booth by the window, I could hear the old days breathe. Your laughter in the jukebox, your perfume on my sleeve. But applause turns into silence when the midnight loses flame. In the last booth by the window, I faced the price I paid. Miss Evelyn said that They say the years have had their turn, and progress needs the light. Then she pointed to our initials, still carved into the wood. She said, time don't make us wiser, it just shows us what was good. I heard you found a gentleman and built that little home, raised 2 girls beside the river, never had to wait alone. I'm glad he gave you everything I promised but never did. Still some nights I mourn the future that I threw away as a kid. If I could sit beside that boy before he chose his pride, I tell him freedom isn't found by leaving love behind. Some dreams will fill your pockets, some will empty out your soul, and the things you spend your lifetime chasing maybe things you used to hold. In the last booth by the window, as the dawn began to glow, I finally found the answer I had crossed my life to know. It wasn't fame or fortune or a perfect, painless past. It was knowing when love found you and having strength to make it last. I can't rewrite your story.
I found a little cassette in my mother's sewing drawer, written in her careful hand, Sunday '84. I found an old machine with one good speaker left, and the kitchen came alive beneath the static and the bread. Daddy teased my Uncle Raymond, Mama hummed a little flat. Someone dropped a spoon and everybody laughed. Beneath those faded voices, young and careless, running free, was a boy I hardly knew now, though I knew that laugh was me. That was a sound of ordinary days, coffee on the table, screen door in the rain. I spent half my life believing I was born to make a name, while everything worth keeping loved me long before I changed. Now the ribbon turns slowly through the hiss I hear it say, meaning lived inside the sound of ordinary days. Then I heard my little brother say, come throw the ball with me. My younger voice said later, I've got somewhere else to be. Later grew to distance, distance learned to wear our pride. Now we send a card at Christmas with one sentence tucked inside. Mama called us in for supper, Daddy pulled another chair. No one knew the world was changing just by everyone being there. Then the recording ended in the middle of a song, and the silence in my hands felt 100 winters long. That was the sound of ordinary days. Coffee on the table, a screen door in the rain. I spent half my life believing I was born to make a name, while everything worth keeping loved me long before I changed. Now the ribbon turns slowly, and through the hiss I hear it say, meaning lived inside the sound of ordinary days. The years don't leave like thunder, they disappear cup by cup. A coat gone from the hallway, a number no one picks up. No machine can bring back Sunday, no needle mend that seam. But morning leaves enough room to change the man I've been. So I'll call my brother early, let the old defenses fall. Maybe grace is just a voice that finally makes the call. This is the sound of ordinary days. My kettle in the morning, sunrise on the pane. I don't need the whole world now to recognize my name. Everything worth keeping is still teaching me to stay. Let the old tape keep on turning till the light gives up the day. Meaning isn't in a monument or some grand word we say. It's breathing in the quiet, in the love that still remains. I finally hear the meaning in ordinary days. A spoon against a coffee cup, a voice from far away. I finally hear the life I missed in ordinary days. I found a little cassette in my mother's sewing drawer. written in a careful hand. Sunday, 84. I found an old machine with one good speaker left, and the kitchen came alive beneath the static.
I was 17 and restless, with a second-hand guitar. Put my thumb against the highway, swore I'd follow every star. Granddad stood beside the mailbox, said, "Son, the world is wide, but don't get so busy chasing it, you forget what's by your side." I slept in rooms above the taverns, played for strangers passing through, learned to hide behind the laughter when the lonely nights came due. I wore freedom like a medal, though it weighed upon my chest. I kept running toward tomorrow, never asking what was left. When the river counts the years, it don't count them one by one. It remembers every shadow, every face beneath the sun. All the things I thought I'd carry have grown lighter with my tears, and I hear the truth come rolling when the river counts the years. Mama sent me folded letters to the rooms I called my own. She wrote, "The dog is getting older, but the porch light's always on." I always meant to send an answer, always planned to make it home, till a stranger on the telephone said she'd gone where I couldn't go. I came back in early winter, found new curtains on the door. Children played beneath the maple where my brother played before. I walked down the path behind it with her last note in my hand. Then I sat beside that muddy water, trying hard to understand. When the river counts the years, it don't count them one by one. It remembers every promise and the things we left undone. Every mile that took me farther led me slowly back to here, where I hear my mother calling. When the river counts the years, coffee in the stories after dark, in the hands that reach to hold me, in the love I left behind. Now the river counts the years, and I finally understand we are more than where we're going. We are every heart we've held. All the gold I spent my lifetime trying desperately to find was the light inside that kitchen I was always leaving behind. When the river counts the years, it carries sorrow to the sea, but the love of those who knew us keeps returning endlessly. I can't change the road behind me, I can only meet it here and forgive the man I used to be, while the river counts the years. So I leave these old letters where the willow touches down, and listen to the water make a holy healing sound. The evening sun is fading, but for once I have no fear. I have finally found my way home, where the river counts the years.
Hands get straight and bowed oak, make a crooked doorway square. I built rooms for other families and left my own boy waiting there. He'd meet me in the workshop with a drawing folded small, a red boat on blue water, and both our names across the hull. He'd say, "Daddy, when can we start it?" I'd brush the sawdust from my shirt. After this job, after winter, never knowing what those words were worth. The boat we never built still sails across my mind on an ocean made of promises. I kept pushing down the line. I was busy making a living while our living passed me by. Now that little paper vessel drifts behind these tired eyes. Oh, the boat we never built carries years I can't rewind. By 16, he stopped asking. By 21, he'd gone. I stood beside his packed up car, trying hard to carry on. I handed him my finest chisel, said, "You might need this someday." He looked at me and whispered thanks, then slowly drove away. I taught him how to measure cut against the grain, but never how a father's love could hide itself in shame. Our Sunday calls grew shorter, and they faded one by one. I always thought there'd be more time, until the time was gone. Silence works like river water, wearing down the hardest stone. And every night that empty workshop told me what I should have known. The boat we never built still sails across my mind, on an ocean made of promises. I kept pushing down the line. I was busy making a living, while our living passed me by. Now that little paper vessel drifts behind these tired eyes. Oh, the boat we never built carries years I can't rewind. This morning, while I swept the floor beneath the old tool chest, I found that faded drawing where the years had let it rest. The red had turned to rust now, the blue was almost gray, but both our names were on the hull, as clear as yesterday. I sat beside the telephone until the afternoon, then called the number I had saved but never dared to use. His voice was older than the boy, still living in my head. I swallowed all my foolish pride, and this is what I said: I've got some cedar in the rafters, and the old plans in my hand. If there's still a part of you that wants to finish what we planned. The silence held a lifetime, then I heard him softly breathe. He said, "My little boy is 7, Dad. Could you make some room for 3? You cannot turn the timber back into the living tree. You cannot give a childhood back or change its memories, but love can find the broken boys we scattered through the years, build a bridge between two hearts with honesty and tears. A man is not the money or the monuments he earns. He's the time he gives the people who keep waiting his return. The boat we never built will be waiting in the yard, 3 generations leaning over weathered wooden planks. Every board a second chance, every nail a quiet prayer. We can't sail back through the years, but we can meet each other there. I was 17 that summer when the starlight had me on in a narrow room above the seats. I worked from dusk till dawn. I learned to change the picture before the crowd could see how every dream was held together by a little space between. I watched first dates become weddings, watched young lovers grow old, saw children bring their children to the same familiar roads. I kept the stories moving while the years moved silently, always standing in the shadows where no one noticed me. I told myself that someday I would find a life my own, but someday kept on flickering till half my life was gone. On the last reel at the starlight, all the colors faded slow. Never let mine go. Every hero found a reason, every wanderer found his way, while I stayed behind the picture and let the seasons change. I thought meaning waited somewhere past the edge of borrowed light, till the last reel started turning the starlight Friday night. A notice came one Monday, they're tearing down the place. I ran my hand along the projector like an old familiar face. They gave us one last showing, an old film scratched and worn, and I expected 20 people, but the line stretched past the door. There were teachers, farmers, nurses, faces weathered by the years. Some were laughing in the lobby, some were hiding quiet tears. A gray-haired man from row 11 shook my hand and softly said, I kissed my wife here 50 years ago. She's been gone since last September. Then he pointed to the balcony and smiled through trembling eyes, said, you gave this town a place to keep the best days of our lives. On the last reel at the starlight, all the colors faded slow. I watched 1,000 lives begin and thought I'd missed my own. But every laugh beneath that ceiling, every hand that held on tight, was a memory I had carried through the darkness every night. Maybe meaning isn't waiting in some grand and distant life. Maybe meaning lives in moments that we help somebody find. When the final credits ended, not a single person stirred. Then someone started clapping without saying any words. The sound rose to the rafters like a warm and rolling tide, and for the first time in that old booth, I didn't feel outside. I shut the tired projector down, watched its final light grow dim,
Then I walked among the empty rows where I had never been. I sat beneath the silver screen until the morning showed, and understood a quiet life can touch more hearts than it knows. On the last reel at the starlight, I saw faces, not the screen. Saw the birthdays and the first kisses and the spaces in between. I was never the great hero, never wore the golden crown, but I kept a little light alive when darkness settled down. And the years I thought I wasted were the years that helped them shine. I found meaning in the shadows at the starlight one last time. Locked the door behind me as the sunrise touched the street. Put an old red ticket in my coat and felt the morning breeze. Then I drove until I reached the sea I'd only seen in black and white, and watched my first real sunrise beyond the starlight's borrowed light. I was 17 that summer when the starlight high me on in a narrow room above the sea.
I was born beside a rail line where the freight train shook the glass. Mama marked my height each summer on a doorway painted black. Daddy left before the sunrise, came home carrying the coal. He said a man ain't what he gathers, he's a kindness that he holds. But at 17 I chased the highway with his words beneath my pride, certain every distant city held the reason I was alive. The years can't take the fire from a young man's restless eyes, turn the road back home to gravel, turn the truth to alibis. They can bend your back and slow you down, leave your dreams out in the rain. But love and mercy, loss and truth are the things the years don't take. I wore cities like old jackets, changed my name from town to town, traded Sundays for a paycheck, built a life that wore me down. My brother sent me letters, I kept meaning to reply, but someday is a quiet thief that never tells you when it lies. Then the seasons cross the calendar like shadows through a room, and every door I meant to open closed a little bit too soon. The years can't take the fire from a young man's restless eyes. Turn the road back home to gravel, turn the truth to alibis. They can bend your back and slow you down, leave your dreams out in the rain. But love and mercy, loss and truth are the things the years don't take. I came home one gray November to a church beside the field, where my brother's little daughter held a box he kept concealed. Inside were all the letters that I never stopped to send. He had written my name upon them, and beneath it, still my friend. I stood beneath the maple where we carved our names at 10, and begged a silent sky above me for 1 hour with him again. I thought meaning lived beyond us, past the next county line, crowded rooms and bright marquees, and leaving fear behind. Now I find it in forgiveness, in the courage to remain, and saying, brother, I was wrong, though the wind speaks back your name. The years can't take the fire from a young man's restless eyes. Turn a childhood home to timber, turn hellos into goodbyes. They can bend your back and slow you down, wash the writing from a grave. But every hand you held with love is a light the dark can't claim. Yes, love and mercy, loss and truth, every promise that you made, every soul you left more hopeful for. Those are things the years don't take. So I'm staying through the winter, I've got time enough to change. The years may take the road behind me, but they won't take his name.